materials we're going to be using today is some beading cord, scissors, and pony beads. But with our pony beads, we're going to use two different types of pony beads. One is going to be like a solid pink, and the other is going to be like a glittery pink, just so I can have a little bit of like a contrast when I start making my bag. To make our bag, this is what our first panel is going to look like. It's going to have the heart in the middle, and then the surrounding area is going to be in that glittery kind of bead. It's going to be 17 beads high and 15 beads across. And what I mean by 15 beads, I actually am talking about the ones that are sticking out right here. But you can also say like 30 rows, but when I say 15 beads, I'm talking about these little ones right here. So to start this panel, you're going to need about... I'm gonna grab maybe about 10 feet of cord, and what you're gonna do is we're going to make 6 rows of just the glitter beads. So to start our panel, we're going to grab, let me just make this a little. We're gonna grab our cord and we're gonna hold it like a U and then put the two ends together. And then we're just gonna start grabbing 2 beads, and then we're gonna put 1 bead for both, and this is gonna be the pattern for basically the whole bag. There's just 2 beads for the ends of the cord per cord, and then 1 bead for both cords, and then we'll do this until we have about 15 beads sticking out like this. Okay, now that we have 15 beads for our first row, I'm just gonna start scooting them together to make sure there's no spacing in between, and we get a nice looking bag. And when we get to the end, we're gonna pull the cords apart like this, hold onto one string and wrap it around your hand, take the other cord, and then just start adding beads. And then you're going to take your cord and loop it through the next bead. And from here on out, you're just going to start adding every other bead. Finished with your second row, what I like to do is just pull and make sure everything's nice and tight, and then just tie a knot with the other cord that we didn't use. So, and as you're tying a knot on this end, just make sure you pull on this end, and then start tying a knot. just so you only have to worry about just like one cord, because you can take the other cord and start adding beads on the bottom part, but after a while that kind of gets a little confusing, and I just like to focus on just one piece of string, and then I'll just add to it when I need more, rather than just worrying about two and trying to get everything even and straight. And once I feel like my knot is tight enough, I'll just take the scissors, trim it, and then I'll add the remaining amount of cord to the rest of my other one. Okay, so I have 7 rows on each side. So I have 7 beads here and I have 7 beads here. But I'm currently on my 7th row. This is my first bead of my 7th row. So what we're going to do is complete our 7th row. Okay, so I have my first bead and we're just going to add, let's see, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And on our 8th bead, we're going to add our pink bead, which is slightly different than the rest of our beads. It's going to be more of like a hot pink rather than having like this glitter effect to it. So we have 1, and then I'm just going to add my second one. So that's 2, now 3. So we added our 7 beads. This is our 8th, and it's going to be the beginning of our heart. It's going to be the point. And now we're going to add the rest of the beads. So for this row, we're just only going to add 1 solid pink bead, and the rest are going to be glitter. Okay, we finished our 7th row, so now we're going to move on to our 8th, and what we're going to do is add 7 more beads to the 8th row. Okay, we added our 7 beads. Now we're going to add our solid pink right here. And then we're going to add another one. So for this row, we should have 2 solid pink beads, and they should sit right above the first one from the 7th row. And then we're going to add the rest of the glitter beads for this row. It's going to be 6 beads for our next row. And then we're going to start adding our solid. And for this row, we're going to add 3 solid colored beads. Then finish off the rest. Okay, so for the next 4 rows, we're just going to add 2 solid beads on each side of our arrow, and obviously the ones in the middle, to start making our heart shape. So this is for the next 4 rows. You're going to add your glittery beads, and just before you get right next to the solid bead, you're going to add 2 more solid beads, one here, and then obviously fill the middle. So for the next 4 rows. The triangle piece for our heart is finished. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to the middle portion right here. And so for the middle portion, we should have 4 beads on either side. So this right here, this is our 7th bead for our triangle, but this is going to be our first bead right here for our side. The same for this side too. So now we're just going to fill in the space with the appropriate type of bead. The sides are finished now. Now we're going to make the incline for our heart. So I just went off camera and I filled the right side right here. Now, after we have 4 beads, fill the right side, and then we're just going to fill the middle and left side. So the 4th bead of our side is going to be the first bead of our incline right here. The same for the one on the left side. I started a new row on this side. Now I'm just going to not add a solid bead, but a glitter one to skip. Then just continue adding solid beads for this row until we get right here, and then we're just going to add a glitter bead and then finish off. what's left on this row. And I almost forgot to mention, for the middle right here, we're going to, again, skip a solid bead and just add the glitter. So on the left side, where we just had the 4, add the glitter bead, then 2, then another glitter, another 2 beads, and what this is doing is making the middle of the heart. Add a glitter. Then just finish this row. Now we're just going to add a glitter bead right there. And then make the peaks for our hearts. A glitter. And then after that, another one. And then finally a solid. Then I'm just going to finish this row. So this is what your finished panel is going to look like. So I ended up making 2 for my bag, but you can just stick with one main panel and like make all the sides practically the same, but it's up to you. So I made 2, and you should have 17 if you decide to make this size, but it's 17 beads long and 15 beads wide, and I'm talking about the ones that are kind of sticking out right here. Okay, so off camera I went ahead and made my bottom panel and my 2 side pieces for my bag. So for my bottom panel, it's 15 beads across and 7 beads long. And then for my side panels, I made 2, 5, they're going to be 5 beads across each, and then 17 beads long on both sides. Now I'm going to show you how to make the strap for your bag. I decided to make little mini hearts for the strap. So I took about maybe 15 feet of cord, and I pulled that into half so my cord sits like a U, and then because I'm holding my cord like a U, you should have both ends at your fingertips right here. So now we're just going to make our hearts. So add 2 beads, 1 bead for both, 2 more beads, and I'm going to alternate between the solid and the glitter. So I added 2 beads, and now I'm going to add 2 more beads, but in a different texture. And then 1 bead. 2 more. 2 more in solid. Then 1 for both. For my strap, I'm going to make 27 hearts. And for yours, you can make as many or as little as you like. But I'm going to make 2 straps of 27 hearts. And it's just really simple. It's pretty similar to the daisy chain, except when we get to the end, we're only going to add a bead at the bottom row right here to make the point for the heart. So once you're done with your strap, just kind of scoot your beads down and get rid of the spacing in between. And then you're going to hold your strap tight and then cross the cords over. So what was on the bottom is now going to be on the top. And remember, we're just going to add beads to one side of our strap to make the heart. So for this one, this is going to be like the top row. I'm not going to add any beads. I'm just going to thread the cord through. And threading it through the middle beads and then both top beads. So that's just as far as I'm going to go with that for now. Now I'm just going to add the beads for the bottom. So I'm just going to follow my pattern, add a bead. Oh wait, no. I'm going to thread the cord through the bottom, then add a bead, then thread the cord through both beads right here, nothing has to be tight in the beginning when you start adding your beads. It's when you start getting towards the end of the strap that you want to start pulling a little bit tighter. And be careful not to get your cords mixed up. So I'm going to use my little bead bowl here as a paperweight and then just continue. So I'm going to attach my bottom to my front panel, and I'm going to grab about 15 feet of cord, and I'm just going to lace it together where it interlocks with each other. I'm not going to add any beads to the cord. I'm just going to hold it like a U between my thumb and my index and just kind of like lace it through and then pull tight so it'll just stay locked together. Okay, so I finished attaching the bottom panel to the front and back panel. Now I'm just going to attach the sides, and what I'm going to do is take some cord, hold it like a U between my index and my thumb, and I'm going to add beads to this cord. So I'm just going to add a bead, and I'm going to attach my side panel on all 3 sides and leave the top one alone. Okay, I have my cord and I have a bead attached to it. I'm going to put one in through the side and the other through the front panel, pull, so the bead that we just attached is on top. Now I'm just going to add another bead, it doesn't matter which cord, and then cross the other one through it like an X, pull, Alright, so everything's put together. You know, I went ahead and back laced everything to make sure my sides were secure. Now I'm just going to add the straps to my bag. Okay, so I'm going to take some cord, hold it like a U with the ends at my index and my thumb, and I'm going to start at the furthest end of my bag right here. So what I'm going to do is only attach the first 2 hearts right here to the bag, And I'll do the same for the other side on the other end. Attach only the first two hearts. So I'm going to take my cord. And there's no really like right or wrong way of doing this. I just like to make sure I have enough cord to go ahead and relace everything after I've attached it to the bag. And I've placed my cord through this bead right here. And again, I'm just kind of lacing the cord through the beads, kind of however I see fit. Again, there's no right or wrong way. Okay, so this is the finished product. I really hope you like it. If you have any questions or comments, you can always leave a comment below the video. I did end up adding a liner with ruffles, and I did sew in a zipper because it was kind of missing something. Say thank you so much for everybody that watches my videos and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, I greatly appreciate it, and I hope you're having a good day.